and fix my chat. And I am probably delusional in thinking that my birds are actually going to behave themselves today, which they are making abundantly clear. They have been quiet for the past probably 3 hours. And the minute I sit down, they are not. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a little bit of time to settle in and hope that they're going to actually behave themselves. I'm really tempted to just jump straight into that picture. But there are so many that I really genuinely love in this book. And I thought I was definitely going to do this one. But now I'm kind of thinking this one might be a better pick for today. Excuse me for 1 second. I was in fact delusional in thinking my birds were going to behave. Are we drivable today? Huh? Oh, yeah, I get kisses because I got the millet bag. Is that how this works? Give me millet and I'll be baby. Yeah. Of course, we gotta get the seal. Only fair. I love the teal. Would you like some millet too? Yeah. You would like some millet too? My birds aren't spoiled, I swear. All right. So there is kind of an obvious starting point on this one. Now that I'm done bribing my birds and hoping that that does the trick. It's always fun when the first thing I have to do is convince my pets that quiet is not a bad thing. So we're going to start off with a color I don't usually start with. I actually don't use a lot, but the penguins. What colors are penguins? I mean, I know there's a few different colors, but we kind of have to do this to make it nice and striking for us. And I'm not going to go full pressure because we want it black, but we don't want it so dark black that it loses any details. But I really love the actual mermaid in this particular picture. She just looks like she's probably going to have a lot of fun. And the little bit of webbing in the hands is definitely a neat thing. She looks like she's up to some mischief, and the penguins are helping her. Which, I mean, how can you go wrong with that idea? So, we're going to go with some bright colors on her. But we're going to go reasonably realistic on the penguins themselves. And this is one thing that is kind of handy with the colored pencils, so we can soften it up just a little bit. Let's get his little flipper in here. I know they're technically wings. They don't fly, so I'm calling them flippers because they're more for swimming than flying, so. He had an odd little spot under his eye there. I had to fix that. Now let's get the others. Other three. They really are just so cute. Hello, Tegan. How we doing? Always good to see you back in. I am loving the Oddball Friday off. It's not my normal schedule, but I am not complaining in the least. And I've actually gotten stuff done today, too. We are, however, crossing our fingers and hoping that Millet was enough convincing to keep my birds somewhat behaving. They were not behaving before, so they were so good for so much of today until I went live, and then they were not good. But that's par for the course, and part of having birds is accepting the fact that you will never have a quiet day. Not really. No, I did turn it off. Okay. I just was questioning if I remembered to turn on Do Not Disturb, but I did in fact remember today. Hello, as always. Hello, Olivia Johnson. How are we doing today, guys? Now, if you are wondering, this is not my artwork. This is one of my favorite artists, Selina Fenech. I just bought this book. And I'm still very, very excited about it. I love the way she did this one. I am definitely better at coloring than I am at drawing. Though my favorite way of putting it is I can draw a really good stick figure. And sometimes, when my hands are really, really steady, I can draw a box. We are starting with the easiest part, though, which is getting these little penguins in their suits. And then we'll go back and fix their beaks and feet and give them some eye color. Not really 100% sure what color penguin eyes are, but I'm probably going to go kind of a yellowy tone because it's the best guess I've got. And I do apologize. I know my arm is across most of the picture. And it's just while I get this little corner up here taken care of. Is right in front of me, like between me and the coloring book, so I have to be a little creative on some of these angles. There we go. This is probably the most black I have colored into a picture as long as I've been doing coloring lives, because it's just not the most exciting color. I will usually try and use something in its place, but there's not many colors you can make penguins believably. So and then we're going to come in here. Oh, that's a little too yellowy. We'll use that for the eyes, and we'll go back over with a more orangey tone for the beaks and feet. I do like this tone for the eyes, though. I want a little bit of a stronger orange for the beaks and feet. Though, combining the two might actually not be a terrible thing. Let's see, what do we think of it on its own? Yeah, I'm happy with it on its own. Get his little feetsies. I don't actually know what color penguin feet are, so we're just going with orange. I think that's right. I've seen them in zoos, but I haven't really spent any time interacting with them. I don't know if they're like my parrots where different colorings have different colored feet. Speaking of my parrots, they are not choosing to be peaceful today. Hello, Ever. How are we doing today? My birds would like all of the attention directed to them immediately, please. Which is par for the course. Excuse me for one moment while I go reason with these two yahoos. All right, children. Enough of that. Why are we yelling at Mama? Huh? Why are we missing? They really are just toddlers with wings. They just want all the attention. But they're cute, so I'll keep them. Okay. That being done, let's see what we can do with her. I don't know yet. I think we're going to do her kind of top in blues and metallics. And then we'll do her tail in blues and greens, along with her scales on her arms. I haven't decided on the base of her tail just yet. I'm always down for an excuse to use my blues. Especially this particular shade is very close to my actual favorite. So there we go. Are you going to do what I think you're going to do, pencil? Please let me finish both sides before you do what I think you're going to do. And I will show you guys here in just a second what my pencil is about to do. But I am trying very hard to finish what I'm doing before it does it. I managed to get 2 full lives in without this happening. And then today, it feels like, oh, I may be wrong. No, it's definitely getting ready to. Well, that is not fun. Sometimes things will just, fall over. It can be a gust of air, something shifted. This is definitely loose. But she let me finish what I was doing and she didn't fall apart, so we're going to call it a win. And let's see. Actually want to match this to that a little bit. My nose just decided it wanted to clog up completely, so that is fun for me. I'm just pushing my luck now with this pencil. It's going to break. But if I get as much done as I can before it does, I'm going to call it a win. It's one of those things I can just feel it trying. But I think I'm done with it. Now we're going to do some silver. There we go. I may be coming back in with my blue that is trying its best to betray me here in just a minute to tie the top to the bottom, but we're going to hope and pray that it just lets me get what I need to do done. I do love how this is coming out, though. Now, after today, I won't be live for tomorrow or Sunday. I do have to work. Monday, I will probably be doing all of the content that I normally do. My live, my long form, and my short forms about the cats, or whatever critter happens to be in front of me at that moment. I won't, however, be on Tuesday. I do have to take my mother-in-law to the doctor. Nothing wrong with her. It's just her annual checkup. When you hit a certain age, those become more and more important. And especially when you've had a catastrophic health issue like her stroke, we have to make sure she's healthy. So I will miss one day, but it happens. And that's kind of part of life. Sometimes you just have to do the grown-up stuff that isn't very exciting, but still part of life. And I am just coming in and just adding a little bit of sparkle with my silver pen because I can. It's one of those things, I don't have to do that, but I very much enjoy doing that. Just adding little pops of actual shiny. There we go. Now, let's push our luck with this pencil again. And I think what we're going to do is, I think we're actually going to very much push our luck. And we're going to come in. And I think we're going to get away with it because I don't have to push too hard in order to do it. And if she breaks, she breaks. If I have to sit and sharpen her until I find a break-free area again, it is what it is. But I really wanted to use this blue. And I kind of committed to it. There we go. And apparently we have day 2 of using a ton of blue because I can. Because I did the blue dragon yesterday and we got the blue mermaid today. Some days my Q&A, the sticker questions come up interesting. Sometimes they come up like interesting. Like, okay. This time it asked me if you read the shampoo bottle. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't do a crazy long goodbye on my lives. I usually will just kind of pop up with that I am finished and I will talk to you guys next time. So I may have stopped pretty fast. I have to make myself resist the urge to start another picture or things like that. Because I do have a household that needs running, and like right now I have laundry going and waiting to run my dishwasher until after I'm done because it is noisy and I'm in the same room as it. I am very much liking this. There we go. And by the sound of things, my snail is sitting on my Beta's filter again. I have very large snails in my Beta tank, and they love to sit on the intake grates and clean them, but it makes the filter run funny, and I keep hearing it behind me. I really am pushing my luck with this pencil, but I am also quite thrilled with how well she's holding up. I can feel her wobbling every time I hit the paper with it, but we haven't broken you loose yet, so. We might just make it 3 lives without a pencil giving in completely on me. Or she might give in as I'm finishing up and make me have to work really, really hard for like 1 or 2 spots. That would be accurate for life. All right. So what we're going to do here, because we don't have really a place to tie this in as well, we're just going to kind of line it here, and then we'll go over it with the green. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of needs to be a hint so that it ties in well. Because if everything else is both green and blue and then her arms are just one color, it wouldn't fit. Ooh, there she's going. I don't know if you guys can see that the color in my pencil is starting to tilt in odd directions, but okay. We're so close to done. It's gonna break soon. But I've managed to do a ton, knowing that this thing was on the verge of breaking, and still get it done. Stay in there, you got just a minute more. So now, we'll do the last thing. which is this little outline on her tail, and then the rest of her tail will be the green. I think that's the easiest way to go about it. I am doing my absolute best to convince this pencil to hold on for just a couple more seconds. And as soon as I pick it up from this, I'll show you what I'm feeling in the pencil itself, because it'll actually do exactly what I think it's going to do here in just a second. But I am more stubborn than the pencil is, apparently, which works in my favor. Hello, welcome back. Always happy to see a friendly face. We are playing How Far Can I Go Before This Pencil Breaks? And we have gone a very long way because I felt it wobble a little bit the minute I put it on the paper. So of course now it's just a challenge because I'm almost done with it. I thought I was done with it a few times, but I was not. Now I'm almost done with it. In theory. In my defense, it's a really pretty color, and it's the only metallic blue I have that would work for this. There we go. We're almost there. All right, so now that I've gotten all of the blue down, what I've been fighting the whole time has been that. I could tell it was loose. I could tell it was getting ready to go, but I was trying really hard to finish what I was doing before the lead actually came flying out of the pencil. And why I'm trying to put that back in there, I don't know, but that'll be a fun surprise for me next time I go to use that pencil. Let's see. I have a metallic green somewhere. I swear I do. It's in here somewhere. There it is. So that's the other color we're going to use. Let's test it. Yeah, she's nice and solid. Okay. That would have been funny. Thank you. That is my puppy cup. It is all the way around. And one thing I like with this one is it's not something like I can put this in the dishwasher because it's not drawn on. It's actually like it's in there. So they are actually part of the cup rather than like embossed on there. There we go. Boy, the difference it makes when your pencil is solid in your hand instead of feeling like it's about to just go flying. This will actually show what my mind was doing with that. And that gave me exactly the effect I was hoping for. So it was worth it to me at this point. All of these sitting there trying to hold that pencil together. It's already been worth it because some of the things I was trying to accomplish actually worked. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. I come on to have fun more than anything. And I really do actually enjoy popping on. I get a little bit of social time. And I mean, I have an excuse to sit in color. Who's going to complain about that, right? And this ties her in just a little bit better. This one actually, believe it or not, or no, this one came from Amazon. The other one that I've been coloring came from Walmart. A huge amount of my books actually come from the Dollar General, believe it or not. Pretty much if I see a really coloring book I absolutely must have, I have no self-control. I just buy it. So I end up with quite a few. But this one came from Amazon. They do actually carry her books at Walmart as well. But when I went looking for this one, it was out of stock at Walmart, and they had it in a shop on Amazon, so I will definitely be getting more of her books as well, but I kind of try to space it out. Like, I just got 2 brand new books this week. Well, you have a wonderful day, and thank you for stopping by. I love how long and flowy her tail is here. I think maybe she's part beta. There we go. Well, it's actually, believe it or not, good. Learning how to budget yourself early makes a huge difference as you get older. Because trust me, the older you get, the more expensive the toys you want get. And if you already know how to budget and kind of work with what you've got for the moment, it gets much easier to kind of decide what counts as when you're an adult. I spent a very, very long time working a whole lot of hours and not buying myself much of anything to get to where I can sit and color on the internet as a pastime. Which I don't necessarily recommend to people either. That was not my idea of fun. I am really liking the way she turned out, though. Trying to decide what color we want to make her skin. Do we want to make her humany toned or not so much? That's a little too green. I had a pretty aqua here somewhere just a minute ago. Where did I put it? Me and my misplaced pencils. There it is. I think we're going to give her a very light aqua tone. And then I'm not sure what we're going to do with her hair yet. Maybe we'll come in with my copper if I can get it to sharpen. And I'm not going dark with this. I don't want her to blend in completely with her tail. But I think it'll give her kind of a neat look. And we'll do give her a nice blue and green lip there. I kind of like this tone for her. You got to have a little bit of fun here and there. And go different colors, different tones. I could have gone a regular skin tone for her and gotten away with it, but I did not want to. What we are going to do, though, is I'm going to grab one of my other blues, and we're going to give her nice, pretty blue eyes. Because why not? Actually, ooh, I do have another blue metallic. So we'll do that for her hair. Haha. Things happen once in a while. It is always a good thing to learn to budget. I know it stinks and it's no fun, but trust me, in the long run, it is really, really handy to have. That is a knowledge that a lot of kids don't get taught. And they hit adulthood and it's like, what is all of this? Because there's bills and food and all of the fun stuff that comes with keeping a roof over your own head. So you've got rent or mortgage, utilities, taxes. And then if you're like me and you decide to take on all of the pets, you got to feed them, which is not cheap. There we go. One of my biggest tricks probably is I very rarely buy anything name brand. A lot of times your name brands actually sell their products to stores as store brands as well. So you can get just as good a quality for a fraction of the cost. And well, I didn't realize I was finishing up, but I think I am actually finishing up. So I do want to just give her a little bit of a darker nail, because why not? We only have a couple of nails showing. Where did I just put that other blue? Make her eyebrows match her hair. And I think I'm going to call it a day. I'm actually really happy with how she came out. If you're still here, you have a wonderful weekend, Miss Tegan, and I will talk to you guys next time. But I've got to go get everything else done in my house. So I will talk to you guys next time.